Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now today we are going for a spin in the new smart car. So, close the door. Let's go for a spin in the smart car. Well, welcome inside the smart Forfour on the first drive. So I'm going to start with the power. It hasn't got a great deal. It's got 90 horsepower and 100 pounds-feet of torque, which in this small car I think is actually not that bad. But what that produces is a 0 to 60 time of about 11 seconds, so it's not breaking any ground speed records. It's got a lot of comfort. I would say the ride isn't bad, but it's quite loud inside of here. So at the moment I'm only going the speed limit, 30 miles an hour, but it's got quite a lot of road noise. So as the speed picks up, the noise picks up. It's not the car that you're going to drive on motorways, but it's the car that you're going to drive about this speed. So this is probably the loudest it's going to get. It's pretty nippy. I'd say this car's got quite a good amount of power per litre because it's a 0.9 litre turbocharged Prime Sport Premium. That's this model. So this car has got less than a litre, but it's also got 90 horsepower. So I think a car that's got about 100 horsepower per litre is quite nippy. This car doesn't weigh that much, so it weighs just a smidge over 1,000 kilos. It's quite heavy for this size of car. If you're only podding around town, it's not that bad. And it says, well, I mean, I've done my research, it says it gets about 45 to 50 to the gallon, which isn't great. This car is an automatic, so it saves changing gear all the time. This car has actually got a sports mode. Not that that's going to make any difference whatsoever. It's got sports mode, click it to the left, you're in sports mode, or you can whack it into the paddle shifts. That, again, it's not going to create a lot of extra power. You can just control the gears better yourself. If you wanted to have a little bit more fun, it's not the car you're really going to do it in, but I guess it's technically a semi-automatic. This car is rear engine. Time you put your foot on the brake, you'll hear a little clunk, meaning that the clutch is kind of engaged. You hear that? And when you put it in drive, I feel that the car, because it's rear mount, the engine's at the back, it's got a lot of the weight at the back. It's also rear wheel driven. Transitions in the gears, sometimes, well, on a cold start especially, not very good. You sometimes think, is this car going to change gear? Maybe not. But I think once the car's warmed up, the gears are flowing, I think that it is actually a really, really good car. I wouldn't like to go down any potholes, especially with them being, as much as they're not low profile, they're not very big rims. The seats are really comfortable, so with this integrated headrest, I think it works really well. It's got the white stitching, which I think sets the seats off really, really well. The car itself, it's easy to park. It's got good visuals. It hasn't really got any blind spots. I'd say it has the standard places. I'd say rear left, kind of on your rear right, but I think with this integrated headrest, as you can see on the seat just here, it blocks that whole half of that back window, so you do lose a bit of sight there. But generally, if you're doing small little journeys, it's not going to bother you too much. Like, you're not going to really do motorway driving. Touchscreen is good on the sat nav. I really like the revometer. It's a really cool dial. It reminds me of almost like a turbo gauge. It's comfortable. It's got the heated seat, so if you do happen to get a little bit cold, the heated seat does. It's only got one mode, but it does give off enough heat for you not to worry until it takes the chill off, and it performs a lot more than I thought it would. Hi guys, thanks for watching another great episode with Car Talks. Now that is the first drive done in the Smart Forfour. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give us a massive thumbs up. But If you enjoyed the ride, I'll see you next time. Enjoy.